just tells me where to mark it. Three, two, one. Good evening, class. This is Professor Puente, and I'm here in the middle of Kingwood, Texas, having a live class with you. How you doing, Miss Lewis? This is one of your students. How are you? How long have you been in college? Okay, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear. Sorry to hear. Welcome to have good to have you back. It is good to see that in our class tonight we have 18 people, 18 viewers. That is one of the highest amounts I've ever had as far as a class. Even though the class does have some, I want to 25. 18 out of 25 is pretty darn good. Congratulations, class. I like that you want to be participative. Do know I do have to make it clear, especially for this video, that the quizzes are always part of the interaction, and then the discussion is always part of the interaction sometimes. So you're doing more than just coming to live class. You're also going to D2L, where all the class is officially there. This is just the extra. So, but thank you for everybody. Usually, the ones that comes out here tonight, everybody tends to be part of the D2L too as well. Very, very well. So, this next class, Miss Lewis, is really important. This is going to be the language of how we speak from now on. So, whenever we hear, yes, whenever we hear the certain words, I'm going to correct you. Make sure you guys go back to it the entire rest of the semester. Okay. Let me tell you, if you can learn these words, this one objective, this is the most important. If you can learn them, you will probably just pass the class, because this is what goes on and on throughout the semester. This is the meat of the semester. Okay. So with that said, oh, but I do want to speak about the survey. Let's speak about it real quick. What was your result, Ms. Lewis? Okay, all right. Anyone out there? Really? If anyone out there wants to share the results, go ahead and let us know. I think one of you guys already have, and again, we're going here. I think someone said their ISTJ actually have a job in that list. And ISTJ has to do, oh, another one's ISTJ, has a lot to do with accounting, with auditing, and very good at definitely doing things. ESTJ, Laura, let me know what that list got you on. I know that I sent you another link. What ESTJ is? Mine was ENTP, and it happened to be close to what I'm doing already in marketing, in teaching, and academic, and in politics. Believe it or not, so it was pretty close. I really liked that it was close for me. Sometimes it's eye opening, Ms. Lewis. Sometimes when students take it, they just see something new they didn't know they could do. A lot of attorneys, a lot of people like, where are you? What are you looking to do now? What's your path now? Okay. 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 All right. Good. Good. So, and let me tell you, interact with what your result is. Look up the items that are new, guys. Christina, if you don't mind, just telling me what is INFJ on that list. I think probably best for you guys to speak to me on the occupations. What did the occupation come out as? Because that's important. And the one concept I love about the survey, though, I will tell you, is the thought versus feeling part. Right? Thought, if you're a thought person or feeling, what were you? Thought versus feeling. So then now you know, and believe it or not, you could take that with you. When you hear music, does it make you think? Does it make you feel? Really? And guess what? Me too. I hear music, and that also means we're more lyric based. Believe it or not, I'm sorry, not lyric based. We're more into the beat, into the actual rhythm, and other people are more into the lyrics because of how they make them feel. So that little part is so it's crazy how for me, yeah, I hear music, I think, but other people, it's they feel it. They feel it. So and that's a real good sense. And there's another one, which is the judge side, or how you view or how you sense information. Some people are a little more black and white. Some people are more gray area, and I happen to be on the gray section. This is a very wonderful survey. If you have not taken it, I suggest you do. It could be you know, enlightening, eye opener, absolutely. And take it with a grain of salt. And then what people say is, trash in, trash out. That could be it, but at least it's something, right? Everyone else doesn't give you anything else. So now let's begin on the objective. And guys, when I have you speak on this discussion board, I definitely like for you guys to click on the likes. I'm looking at the likes when I grade. That's what I'm going to definitely be doing. And I'm going to be interacting with that. So let's begin with the first one. Understanding critical thinking, objective 17. Critical thinking is a thoughtful, deliberate process of deciding whether you should accept, reject, reserve judgment about a particular idea. It is also a measure of your confidence in itself. So how you definitely think, how you're putting the thoughts in your head. People don't realize that that is a procedure, that is a method. You could calculate how you choose ice cream. How, in fact, some people could, if they know you well enough, decide what car you want before you get there. It's actually AI is kind of trying to go towards that sense by using parallels and using critical thinking on your own scenario, right? So overall, what do you think is a claim, Ms. Lewis? Yes, a claim. Well, let me explain it to you. Let me read it here. It says a claim is a statement that someone says or writes about a topic. A claim. What does that come up for you? A statement that someone says about a topic. No, you're pretty good at it. So if I tell you the sky's blue, is that a claim? But is it a claim? Okay, good, good. The sky is blue is a claim. The sky is red. Is that a claim? Actually, it is. This is why we're doing this tonight. The sky is yellow. Is that a claim? Right, right, right. Uh, See, you're thinking that a true statement makes it, the false statement makes it not a claim. That's not true. That's not true. A dog has 7 legs. Is that a claim? You're doing it again. A dog has 7 legs. Is that a claim? There you go. It's a statement. An interaction for me to tell you, this is Canada. We're living in Canada. It's a claim. It doesn't mean if it's right or wrong. It's just a simple claim. Okay, you're stating something. You're putting it out there. In fact, most people put claims out there on social media all the time. Doesn't mean if it's true or not. That's just your claim. Okay. In fact, exactly. So that is anything something says about a topic. The fact that you're thinking truth, you're thinking that's separate. So totally separate. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that. What is an issue? When you are solving problems or engaging other activities that demand critical thinking, you're examining and thinking about an issue. An issue is any controversial subject that you discuss or dispute. So remember, there's a claim, and then I'll tell you, you know what? I think that Lone Star should have longer classes. Is that an issue? But is what I just said to you an issue, according to the textbook? Okay, good, because I'm telling you, I believe that it should have longer classes, right? It's almost like a problem. I'm trying to state a problem. Okay, the sky is blue. Is that an issue? I didn't bring it up. Hey, I believe the sky should be blue. Is that an issue? Exactly. You just caught it. There's an issue. It's more than just a claim. It's a claim, but it's a claim with a solution in mind. I need a solution. Okay. And I believe that this is a situation that's controversial, and therefore we may have to do an argument. The next word, an argument, right? So you state an issue. An argument is a discussion between two people. It doesn't have to be heated. Your textbook says heated. It doesn't have to be heated. It just means that this is your angle. This is where you're coming from. Okay. I believe that, in other words, that an issue arises in that our Lone Star College doesn't have a brand name, a specific brand name. That's an issue. An argument would be, we need to do things that will give it better branding, right? And because it needs it. You could come at me and say, well, actually, Lone Star College has great branding. That's an argument. Do you see what I mean? Right. That makes it an argument. So you see how we're building here: claim, issue, argument. What's your argument? That argument has to have it is either full of facts or full of opinions. So that even that claim could be full of facts or could be full of opinions. I have to get everyone to realize that an opinion is usually used for most decisions. This is going to blow your head, but most decisions are based in opinion. Opinions are not a bad thing. They're really not. They're the only thing. In fact, facts alone don't help you. Let me tell you a good fact, okay? And you tell me if it helps you. My tie has blue in it. That's a fact. Okay, all right. Did that help you? Not really. It's just a fact, right? My tie has red in it. Did that help you? Oh, well, it's not supposed to be, by the way. It's supposed to be, it's striped. But my point is this, okay? When you say that, does it give off anything? Does it create an argument? Is it a claim? Oh, good job. Good job. You caught it. It's a claim. Is it an issue? My tie has blue in it. No. My tie, my tie has yellow in it. What do you think? Now, what was that? What just that erased an issue? That erased the issue, and you created an argument. Hey, your facts are not correct. They have a fallacy. Do you see how we're speaking now? You're now realizing, taking anyone's statement and placing it apart. So, Russell says, I can see that opinions make a decision. Absolutely. A collection of facts become an opinion. Hey, that's a nice looking tie. Why? Because it has blue and red in it, and I like blue and red. Do you see how that did it? That created an opinion from from claims, and no argument there. There was no issue. Nobody said, do you think that that's a good tie? Because I don't like it. Do you see that comes in? That's more of an issue and an argument, and then now you're creating that. So when people say an argument, you have to realize that they're stating how well sound it is. Okay, so well, let's go back. Let's go to that. But now that we know, it is said to be factual matter if you can collect data and analyze a claim. It is like if you collect it and you analyze it, it's seen as a factual matter. So the fact that this has blue in it is matter of fact. That's what it really means. You hear that all the time. In fact, in court, matter of fact, it's there. Everybody could see that. So that's important because now you learn to build your language in decision. Decisions theory has a language. Okay, so let's keep going with this, guys. Put in your opinions on, get it? Your opinions. I'm going there on what's going on. Please make sure your claims are backed up with facts and your opinion is sound. But that sound part is coming next. It's going to come on next. So identifying an argument. To organize your ideas when thinking critical, you identify and construct and evaluate an argument. This is so crucial. Let me tell you, Ms. Lewis, if people could take my class, social media, fake news could kind of go away. People don't realize, and not because there's people who lie and put things out there, they're just controlling those who don't really know what an argument is. So identify an argument, right? By having an argument, at least one idea is your premise, what you're claiming or you're contending. Okay, so a premise is part of an argument. My argument is that we need better branding in our college, right? My three premises is When I ask people outside of the city of Houston where Lone Star College is, they don't know. Secondly, when I ask other students outside of Lone Star College, they don't really know much about Lone Star College. And third, when I ask other faculty members that are not necessarily in the state of Texas, they don't recognize Lone Star College. You see, that was my three premises: faculties, other students, people outside the area, right? That was my argument. I put it together. So we need better branding. Do you see how I came up with that? Three premises. This is why when people put up a claim, they put up something. In fact, you've done this before. Have you wrote an essay before? Bunch of essays, right? What's the thing? What's the thing you do? You have a thesis statement, your claim, which is also your argument, which is your argument, right? Your point argument. Hey, and then the other body has three premises, right? And a conclusion. That's how everyone should speak. Imagine if the world and social media was like, look, you at least got to give me three premises for me to actually listen to your claim and make it a legit argument. Because some people are not arguing. Isn't that crazy? Some people are not arguing. Some people are not at all. It's just a statement. I tried to tell you that the sky is blue, and it's not really an argument. Everybody's like, well, no one is contending. For you to have an argument, you need to have contention. That's the point. So look for argument indicators. Speakers often use premise or conclusion indicators as signals to catch your attention. Indication, right? In an essay, your thesis statement is the last part of your intro, right? So try, that will be your indicator. Oh, this is what they're trying to say. This is the point you're trying to do, right? So watch those indicators and differentiate between an argument and an assertion. This is huge. This is the part that I really got. I would like to see my class discuss and say, well, that's sort of an assertion. Assertion is a simple statement that does not include any supporting evidence. Do you see how that works, Ms. Lewis? Right. In fact, some of you guys earlier in the semester were speaking in assertions. Most of you, I could see, had no argument whatsoever. Because remember, the argument, yeah, it could be simple. It could be, I mean, we could go back. Let's actually, now that we know what things are, let's go back and see what people speak back before you knew what an argument and an assertion was. And my response does not change to completing reading. This is from Kevin. I'll take the moment to qualify my statement that a religious conviction should trump a custom. What did he just do? From Kevin Pagoda, he said in one of his statements, it was about a week ago, I'll take the moment to qualify my statement that a religious conviction should trump a custom. What was that? Got it. Good. Issues that could make an argument. Good job. You're doing well at this. Absolutely. You're going to do well on the test. When two, and look, he now set the claim, put the argument out there, and he backed it up. When two people with different backgrounds agree and are at an impasse, that the way these two are, one person has to give in. So he's saying that it trumps, right? That was a valid argument, Kevin. You had an argument. I'm not gonna say who's who here, but you can see it. Let's see if I can catch an assertion, right? Let's see if I can catch an assertion. When you go into have a meeting with HR, for instance, you must only state facts and your backup and keep feelings out of it. You lose people when you mention feelings because the person may be just perceiving something in a certain way. So, is that an argument or an assertion? It's an argument, but she's missing two other premises. She's the only missing. So Marina almost had it there. Do you see what I mean? She's almost had it. Because with three, you're slam dunking. You're saying this is an argument, like this is specific. If it's just really one issue that you're resolving, got it. Let me see what else if I can grab an assertion here real quick. Let me see real quick. And not to call anybody out, but this is really important so that way you guys know from now on, right? Kevin, Capital One has a new commercial featuring Michael Jackson's song "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough." I just said it between the new show Manifest, which I recorded, love it. Michael is still the man. Is that an argument? Actually, it isn't. She didn't really back that up. She didn't actually state it what it was. Michael's still the man. But why is he the man? Why is he the man? In fact, that is the definition of a, that will be an assertion. You just said he's the man, right? And it's hard to say that to Laura, but Laura actually has great grace. I had to just find one assertion. But now what I want to for the class to do is when people speak, because we're trying to learn to have this solid opinions, this argument, to discuss what's an argument or what's an assertion, because we really need to know that part. And then 18 keeps going, deductive reasoning. This is really cool right here, Ms. Lewis, because deduction can get you to a point. Okay. So let's say you lost your keys. All right. You don't remember where it is. You don't remember where it is. You're, it happens all the time. You go back and think things you did through, right? Are you doing inductive or deductive reasoning? Take a guess. Why? Ah, you were right. You were right. You were right. It was deductive because you're trying to get. Hey, well, be careful because you actually had it right. You, when you deduct something, you're taking the broad and you're going to a point, like a reverse triangle, like this. So it could be anywhere in your house, but it has to be in one place. So you deduce it. You deduce it to one place. Okay. Induction is the exact opposite. You're taking one thing and you're splitting it apart, just so you see its parts, right? You're taking the key that you already found, and you're like, well, look at the grooves, right? Look at the grooves of the key. Look at the grooves of the key. It opens up the door, and then it has four grooves. And when it turns, do you see how I'm taking it apart? I am inductive reasoning. I am putting it into a broad statement. Okay. Some people deduce something. They do something. They go all the way to the bottom. And let me tell you, where's a mistake? Maybe when you speak about methods of doing things, maybe when you speak about religion, you're trying to use deductive reasoning down to one thing. But that's hard to do when there's so many multiple options. Induce, right? But when you're trying to come up with a solution that takes one little bit, deductive reasoning. So you can actually control that. So, all right, guys. It says Laura says, "Oops, an assertion." But Michael's still the man because he's talented, admired by several fans, and he's still making money for his family even after his passing. I think two of those are great premises. We don't know if he's talented. I know, I believe he is. Don't get me wrong, but that one was the only part you threw. You threw a little bit of a how do I say? Not a factual statement. And yes, it's hard to put a factual statement because that was an opinion. But the rest, you're right. He's still making money as a fact, and he even after his passing, he's absolutely still making money for it. So that was pretty good. Good try there, Laura. Who else is trying to do? Give me some more opinions. Give me some good examples of arguments, and give me some good examples of assertions, because this is what you're going to be doing for the rest of the semester. Okay. So now we go to 19. Let's see here. And all right. And what's so funny is that some of you guys are starting to realize, remember that quiz that you guys have to do, and you see a form that you have to put in 3 reasons why the quiz was incorrect. You remember that? What do you think I was trying to do there? I was trying to definitely foreshadow your most important assignment, right? So let's see here. I'm going to open up assessing the credibility of an argument. That's really the other next part, okay? Consider the valid argument. A valid argument has a conclusion that logically follows the premises. That's important because maybe your premises, look at this one, okay? The one that Laura gave us. He's still the man because 1, he's talented. 2, admired by several fans. 3, he's still making money for his family. That's her 3 premises. Does that follow a very well with her point that he's still the man? What do you think? Yeah, it follows. Imagine how she said he's still the man because one, he's a great he's a he can eat a sandwich quickly. He's followed by, do you see what I mean? It doesn't follow. It doesn't, it's not valid that he can eat a sandwich quickly because obviously she's stating that he's a good artist. Number two, really important, guys, because you can have an argument, but it's just not a good argument, right? It's an argument, it's a point, but it's just not sound. Sound is a definition of a good argument. No one really says a good argument. You know why we don't say good argument, Ms. Lewis? Because it's morality. You're actually saying according to who? Do you see what I mean? It's you try not to say that's a good argument, really, because then it doesn't follow your. It's too biased. It's too biased. This is what we use. It's sound, meaning that it's put together. Even though you may not agree with it, it's placed together very, very well. Okay, and it could be something that you have no that you just don't like to hear. Hey, the U.S. is not the greatest country on earth. Why? Because there's other countries in the world, and it could be an opinion. But do you see? It's still a sound argument, even though it doesn't follow your, even though it wouldn't follow my opinion either. I think the U.S. is the greatest country on earth. But you see, it still could be sound. That's why we don't say that's a good argument or a bad argument. In fact, when you guys see that in the chat, do me a favor and take them to Objective 19. Assess the credibility of the source. So whoever's saying it is also important. Or where are you putting it from? Not just you saying it, right? If I told you that I gave my workout plan from myself, you probably ask me, well, then what do you do? Are you how about if I told you my workout plan comes from a body lifter and I told you the link and the source? Do you see how you're assessing the credibility of it? Good, good, good. Consider reasons based on authority. So what's something you look on the internet that you base on authority? As in when you read it, you look at something. You don't know the internet, but so when you read something, what do you do when you read something? What is it something you read the most? How about an advice? When you take an advice, what is it you look at the most? Okay, so you look at it. But do you kind of look at who's saying it too as well? Hey, Kimberly says the weather. That's very good. Very good. The weather. When you hear the weather, that's a great example, Kimberly. Um, don't you have to look at who's saying it? Meteorologist. And it's a hurricane coming. You got to evacuate. You don't believe all of them. Why? Why don't you believe all of them? Okay, now let me ask you. Was that an argument or an assertion? Why? What, right? Then what else was missing? It's okay if it's an opinion. Hey, by the way, it's okay. It's okay if it was an opinion. An opinion is usually an argument. An argument is usually an opinion, by the way. Don't get it wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I was trying to tell you. An argument is usually an opinion. Rarely is it facts. Your tie is blue, and that's not an argument. But if you'd have said, yes, the weather's usually wrong, like the one time when the tornado was coming and it never came, boom, you actually now have a fact and you backed it up. And that's one of your premises. But a lot of the what you were saying, I could tell. Don't hear the backup. It's an assertion, even though you were right. It doesn't. Being right or wrong does not matter. I hope that doesn't confuse you guys. Being right or wrong does not matter. This is about sound. If you're sound, okay. Let me tell you this, Ms. Lewis. If you can learn these next 4 objectives and read it like the back of your mind, you will have the best positions, the best jobs, because people will hear you and say, she is sound. She makes reason, makes sense. Here's a job. Here's your decision making. This is vital for being a manager. That's really what they want. Really vital for being a manager. Because when a manager has to make decisions, why do they make them? Why did they make those decisions? That's really what you're judging. When you go vote for someone in an election, you're judging their decisions. How can they make them? And if they have sound argument, even though they may be completely off from you, that might be the reason, right? Consider reasons based on authority. We said that, and compare the argument to your background knowledge. So, what are you expert on? What would you say you're the mostly expert on? Yeah. Do you have any kids? Would you say you're an expert in being a parent? I would say you do. God bless you. It's funny. No one really says they're expert being a parent, right? Even they have 20 kids, they're like, well, I have to say that I have two wonderful, beautiful girls, and you have three. God bless you. I would consider you the expert more than me. But do you see that the background knowledge from you could come in from being a parent, can be from being from doing things that other people don't know how to do, from couponing. It doesn't matter, whatever it is that people do, but consider that your background knowledge, because that's how you bring this advice, right? So just let's see. I only really see Laura speaking out there. I don't know if I'm catching anybody. This is applicable to the early. Yeah, Russell and Robin, and it's a shame, guys. So hopefully you guys put in, because if you don't place in this right information, I may have to contact you or let you know you have to redo the discussion. So make sure you place in your discussion as we speak, especially in this really important part. Kimberly says, my daughter turns 18 today. I am quite the expert in raising her. Not sure if anyone else could have handled her attitude. It is just like mine. Okay, Kimberly, I want you to tell me, while true, while you got a lot of people being happy for your statement, well, your claim, was that an argument or an assertion? And I really need you to tell me, Kimberly. And it may be as true as it is, because I give you a like for that. But was that an argument or an assertion? And I really need to know that part of it. And happy birthday, by the way, to your daughter. My daughter's birthday is October 5th, one of my favorite days in my life. October 5th, above mine. And of course, the other one being March 27th, with my daughter. So it's crazy how birthdays for your little ones are mean more, right? So, and let's see, we're almost done here, guys. I took my sweet time on this class because it's the most important class of the semester. Let me tell you, the semester ended today. Miss Lewis, you have something. You could take something with you. These 4 objectives, okay? And if you could use this for you, if you're out there listening to this, if you're listening to the recording, just know that this could be the one thing that could get you what you want. Knowing what an argument is, knowing what a claim is, knowing what an assertion is. When you go online, I want you guys thinking that when you go see the news, is that an assertion? Is that a claim? Is that an argument? That's really important. So consider how to test the claims and premises. A scientific approach to test the ideas is to verify their correctness. If you cannot test an assertion, you cannot know whether it's valid. So if someone says it, you have to be able to say, if that argument, which could be an assertion, the facts are wrong, then it's an assertion. It's just that it's not valid, right? So you have to also test the premises. Just because people say with conviction does not mean it is. So evaluate the relevance. Okay, if I tell you something and I tell you something, you hear this speak all the time, Ms. Lewis. All the time you see this. People say something and it's irrelated to the matter. You see it nowadays. You see it's unfortunately, but you see it in the aspect of people believe that you could be one thing or the other. You can never be the two together. It's a shame, because that's what's happening in our society, where either you're this or that, and then you can't be both, and or you could take a little position. And in that case, we are so divided into being either liberal or conservative that we can't be the moderate, right? In some issues, you can be super conservative, like I am, and some issues you're more moderate on. So that's important to assess, to understand. Look for dubious assumptions. One argument is normally considered to be stronger than another. It is required fewer assumptions. An assumption is a proposition or claim that you take for granted as though if it were known or valid. This is the part that you always hear. Don't assume, right? Don't assume. It's not a bad thing, guys. It's not a bad thing, because a assumption, sometimes you need to have it. Sometimes when you assess something, you need to have it. Let me give you an example. At church, are you assuming that God is real? Right. Do you get what I'm saying? The word assume. I'm trying, meaning that why are you going to church? Your assumption should be that God is real. Is there any absolutely idea, facts that it is or not? I don't know. Most likely people say no. It's supposed to be faith, matter of faith. But you got to go to church assuming that he is real, right? In order for it to work, in order for religion to work. It's the exact same thing on everything else. You do things assuming that you're doing it for the better. Now, with that said, you can have an assumption and believe it and have no idea that that's the reason that that's been making your decision. You assumed that it was hot outside, therefore you dressed like it was hot, even though when you got out it was cold. Be careful. Be careful to match facts. Sometimes the facts can be tested. So you're assuming was quickly. You thought it was real, and you went out there and it's not. So again, that word is a very, very important assumption. And compare the argument to other data and observations, and identify alternative explanations. Always have alternatives to everything else. Ms. Lewis, thank you so much for doing this with us. I truly appreciate. I did not see many of people's comments about this important, and I think it's because you're learning it, guys. Hopefully, if you guys can place in a good information on what you learn, that'll be important. In fact, give me some assertions, give me some simple claims, give me some good sound arguments, because that's really important. So thank you guys for everything. Let me know if you have any questions. Any questions? Good. This is the one, four chapters, that four objectives that will definitely change you if you could just apply it right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.